How are you doing, Miss Catherine?
Not too bad. I am sore from hiking, but other than that, I am doing really good.
Well, that's good. Where you been hiking?
Sam's Point, but it's in the Catskills.
Oh, okay. That sounds more fun than where I've been hiking.
You've gone hiking?
I've gone hiking to my car and then back.
Oh my God. Okay.
Occasionally, we hike through shopping malls looking for grocery stores and restaurants and pharmacies, which are called chemists here. We have to go to the chemist.
That's cute.
Yep. So, anyway, um, what news do you have besides going hiking?
I have almost finished my book blurb.
Your book blurb.
Yes. I am very excited about it, which I would love to do an episode with you very soon about how to edit, or at least the editing process of going over a book blurb.
Well, that sounds like an interesting episode.
Yeah.
Since you have experience and I don't, that'll be I can ask the questions like an idiot and you can answer them like a smart person.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
But I hear you have some awesome news when it comes to your writing.
Well, I guess it's awesome.
Yeah.
Um yeah, that book that I have been writing for the last 10 years. Um I finally got to the end.
Woohoo! That
Yeah.
is so exciting. It is
So
such a good feeling.
it is. It really is. And I turned around and started my next editing pass immediately, and um, it's it's a lot easier for me to edit, to add things, and stuff like that. I've hired a book coach, and I'm going through with the book coach, going through it one chapter at a time, and we're making progress. I had my first meeting with the book coach on Monday. Yeah, Monday. We're meeting weekly on Monday mornings. So uh, that that was wonderful. He provided some excellent feedback, and I've implemented it for the first four chapters. Unfortunately, I had to give him some spoilers, so he's not gonna get the full effect of the book. But that's okay because I believe you shouldn't hide spoilers from your editor because otherwise they can't help you as well. So
That makes
especially in
sense.
a book coaching situation where you're only coming at it 5,000 words at a time. So
But yeah.
uh that's a big drawback to doing it the way I'm doing it, but it's necessary at this point. So at some point I may hire uh another editor, but this one is basically just a developmental edit with coaching
hmm
included.
I
So
was going to
it's
ask what
working
type of
well.
editing you were doing with it.
Yeah, it's basically a developmental edit. So,
I'm
I feel like
surprised that you went so fast into, but that's something we'll talk about in that video, into a developmental edit.
what video? We don't do video anymore.
Look, I'm looking at you, so it's video in that sense in our next episode, or not next, but in our episode when we're talking about, your editing process for your own stuff.
Yeah, I in some ways my editing process is still developing, like it should.
Mhm.
Um, you don't want to you want to do edits and then learn from them, and then the next time you do them differently and better. So I'm learning from this process, and it's going well. I've already started since I've implemented the edits for the first 5,000 words or 5,300 words. I have um, I have started also brainstorming on book two and creating my list of scenes that I need for book two. I've got about 65 scenes planned already. Um,
That's awesome.
and yeah, and I feel like I'm completely at sea with them. So this, this first book is one point of view, and I think the second book is going to be 2 points of view. So expanding my horizons a little bit and making it a little easier. And no, we're not doing any fucking head hopping.
I mean, it's not head hopping if you're just omniscient, Just saying.
So I'm working real hard not to do the head hopping.
It is really difficult for me because hopping back. I just recently picked back up my space opera, and my God, do I miss writing in that world. Like, oh, yes, I have written over 400,000 words that I've chucked out a window, which bothers me a little bit, which is why I took such a long break from it. But I miss those characters. And I was attempting, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep to it because I don't really like it and I don't think it fits well to do third person limited. So each chapter only follows one person.
Yeah, see, I can't think of doing it any other way. I mean, I could do omniscient without mind reading, but I don't want to do that because I use character thought to give exposition to their personality and what they're thinking, especially if they're lying. So they say one thing and then they think about what bullshit they just said. So, um, that's important to me. So
Yeah.
I feel like I have to do third person limited, otherwise it just it doesn't work as well for me and it feels wrong, which is
Hmm.
why I hate omniscient. So
It's just so strange because I mean, so for my space opera, I want to say book one, but I don't even know if it is book one anymore at this point, or if it's supposed to also be broken up into possibly three books, which it might have happened. Um, the series went from being a trilogy to a nine-book series, and it just might become more than that. Um, but it
16
feels,
million words thrown out later.
yeah, I feel that in my soul. And it just feels so strange because I have in just this book, there's supposed like and you will follow through the heads of at least 18 characters. So it's just very strange to me to only follow one character for so long because most of it is Atlas. And it's my other versions, you did have that omniscient where you listened in on some of them. And it's going to get really interesting later on with one of my characters who can read thoughts. Yeah. Like, mhm. It's Yeah, well, it's like I have the scene already. I have the whole chapter for that. I have the whole section for that written already in one of the other versions. But he doesn't realize he's doing it. It's and it's one of those where it's like you hear it as if someone's whispering, is like how he's developing it. Because it was just like, oh yeah, I just thought I heard people whispering. I didn't realize I was listening to their thought with it. And it takes a bit for one of the characters to finally be like, no, no, you weren't just like really good at understanding. You were literally hearing what I was thinking.
The only thing that I'd say is I'd be careful with the number of characters that you've got because the more I need a wiki, the more I need to do. And if I'm reading at midnight before I go to bed, I'm not going to want to do the emotional work that it's going to take to keep track of it all. So it's got to be really good. So make it really good.
Yes, I actually have a wiki myself because I need one.
Yeah,
Um,
that makes it scary.
it makes it fun. Like this to me anyway. Like I know that is supposed to be 17 teenage characters. And I forget one of them every time I go through the list of names. I'm always like, I got it this time, but I'm missing someone this time. And I have to like start with my siblings. Actually, watch. Okay, ready? I've got Atlas and Naya. I have Arlo and Malachi, Celeste and Todd.
That's six.
Oh, what's my other? I know, what's my other sibling pair? I have Zabari and Jasique. Then I have Kenzie. I have, oh, I did Kason and Celeste. Did I already say them? No, see?
I don't know.
Yeah. Kason,
Yeah,
Celeste,
see,
Kenzie. I have Jules, Esther, Alicio. Hold on.
yeah, you're
You.
up to 14.
I forget this one every time. It's one of the Winter. I got Winter, and then there's one more, and I'm forgetting who it. Oakley. How could I forget Oakley? See, so it's
Easy,
16.
apparently.
No, well, see, and that's the thing is if I was to do this again, I'd forget a different group. So, and
Okay.
it's just one of those it's a lot and I love it because each one of them has their own ability and figuring out the science because I am using actual science for this book. It's been a
Mm-hmm.
lot of fun. It's, X-Men meets Star Trek.
That sounds scary.
It is, but it's really cool because I got to play with how does the possibility of human evolution happen for us. So these are
Mm-hmm.
things that we could technically develop in our genetics to be able to do.
Okay. So the genome is there, it's just not activated.
Yeah, like it's things that you could see in other animals that we have
Mm-hmm.
on Earth. And if we were required to or had enough time, could we evolve to that? We could.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
Yeah, that makes sense. That sounds like an interesting concept that I will not explore in my current series, but I might in a future series.
yeah, that and I have a character who is deaf, so she speaks in sign language and her weird mind thing that she also does. But
Mm-hmm.
I've been learning more and more sign language so I can write it correctly.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
I've always thought about learning ASL and never done anything about it. And then my daughter picked up some ASL when she was at her local community college, and I was very jealous of her.
Nice.
So
It's a lot of
when I
fun.
worked when I worked for the medical delivery company, we had two patient families who signed in ASL. Yeah, I don't know what Ms. Catherine
I
is signing to me, and I
will
don't know what she's
teach
saying.
you sign language.
Nope, that's okay. That's okay. It's probably different here in Australia anyway.
Yeah, they might have a few different, because I don't know if English sign language is the exact same as American Sign Language, but each country does have a slightly different version. So,
Yeah, so I don't know. The only interesting thing I found out was that apparently Donald Trump has his own sign. So, yeah,
okay.
yeah. Apparently, some politicians do wind up with their own sign, and Donald Trump is one of those. So, he should consider himself lucky.
Well, yeah, you can be given a sign for your name. Like I know I was given one, so this is my name in sign language without having to
Mm-hmm.
spell it
Mm-hmm.
out the entire way. There we go. It's faster for me to just do my sign.
Sign it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Yep.
so that's basically all I've got going on. I'm doing this vacation this weekend, but I'm writing like a demon and coming up with stuff. And I've gone through a workbook for multi POV uh, plotting and prep essentially, and it's been very very helpful. It was produced by Jeff Elkins, our the dialogue doctor who's been a guest on the show before.
I love Jeff.
Um, yes, I love Jeff too, and and I guess I didn't mention him by name. I'm working with JP Rhineflesh the Ninth as my coach,
Who
who
I
is also a
also love.
dialogue doctor coach, and yeah, who's also awesome.
Yeah.
So, and who has also been a guest on the show. So,
Yeah. But
so
I
it's a small
think
world.
speaking of both of us being on vacation, because I'm actually also on a vacation, even though it's a staycation. Um, we're going to, I think, what, be taking a 2 week, 3 week little
2 week
hiatus?
hiatus. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got an episode that's supposed to come out this coming Thursday, the 22nd, and I think we're going to miss that episode and take a miss on it, and then we're going to go on with episode 44 in 2 weeks. So,
sounds good.
Yep. So I just wanted to solicit some feedback and some ideas from our audience. If you have any suggestions about topics you'd like to hear about, feel free to get in touch. You can email vegriffith@vegriffith.com. You can email Miss Catherine at whatever your email address is. I forget.
Wow, thanks.
I just start typing Miss and it auto-populates.
Oh, yeah, it's miss.catherine.mh@gmail.com.
Okay. Or you can go to revisionwizards.com and use our contact form. That comes straight to me, and I read all of them, including the spam ones. So we've got, or if you're on YouTube, you can leave a YouTube comment, and YouTube will notify me. And when we do get comments on the rare occasion, I do answer them or I do read them. So feel free to use any communication method you like, and we'll get in touch with you if we need to. But if you have guest ideas, if you have topic ideas, if you have things you want, things you don't want, things you like, things you don't like, let us know, and we're happy to utilize your feedback. So
Indeed.
There we go. Yep.
All right. So with that, I guess we'll see you in a little bit.
Okay. Have a good time.
Stay magical.
Bye.